happen to men. Real men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. But now you're at the club, standing on the boots, wanting to see who's the baddest of them all. I just left the gym. Me and a male, opposite sides of the door. I clearly present as a woman, okay? I'm very feminine. Opposite sides of the door. We look down at the door. We'll look back up at each other. Like, who was going to open the door first? Sir, I am a woman. I will never go for the door. Then he proceeds to open the door to look at my behind. And if you're a male, you would have opened it a lot sooner so you could look at the behind a lot sooner. Lord.
What is this video actually about? That would be my question.
Morning, I'm not just trying to cry on TikTok. I need your help. I woke up nonstop crying about my ex, missing him so much. And I'm overwhelmed that I will always feel this way or that this person will always cross my mind. Again, I'm trying to not just cry on this app, but I don't have health insurance at the moment, so I don't have a therapist. I have friends who've been really great. I just don't know how to get through today.
I know that video that's trending about regretting getting a divorce because you was bored. Baby, I'm about to be the new. I'm gonna be home, bored with routine. I'm gonna be spoiled. I'm gonna be pampered. I'm gonna be cooking, cleaning. Girl.
I hate to be one of those women that come on TikTok and cry and people are like, why is she doing that? I'll tell you that almost 2 years ago, my ex and I divorced after 23 years of marriage. And it's been almost 2 years. It has been the hardest, most loneliest time of my life. I mean, if somebody would have said that I would feel and walked through what I have walked through, I would have said, no, I won't, because I will not make it. I will not survive very long.
Black men are more comfortable seeing Black women holding a mop than a master's degree. This isn't just about household chores. It's about power, control, and a deep-rooted fear of being outpaced by the very women they were taught to dominate. Historically, Black women have always worked inside and outside the home, often for pennies and for someone else's comfort. But the more we've advanced, the more resistance we've faced, not just from outside our community, but from within. The truth is, a Black woman with a mop is non-threatening. She fits the script. Humble, serving, and never asking for more. But put that same Black woman in a cap and gown with a master's degree, a career, and ambition. Now she's a problem. Now her success is weaponized against her. She's too independent, hard to love, or emasculating. Why? Because some Black men have built their identities on being the providers, even when they haven't provided a damn thing. The rise of the educated, self-sufficient Black woman exposes that myth. It shatters the illusion that manhood is guaranteed by default. Now, to stand next to her, you have to actually bring something to the table: integrity, vision, partnership, and respect, not just toxic masculinity and empty bravado. And here's the data. Black women are the most educated group in America, earning more graduate degrees than any other demographic. Yet we're constantly told that our achievements make us less desirable. The pathology is clear. When your sense-worth is built on the subservience of others, liberation feels like a threat. So yes, some Black men prefer you holding a mop to a master's because it keeps them feeling powerful, relevant, and dominate. But the truth is, that kind of power is a lie. And until we address this pathology, Black women will continue to be punished for refusing to shrink themselves for a Black man's paper. Thin ego.
You don't think that maybe your degree has become your personality and men don't want to be around that?
I hate when men are like, you're not like other girls. Baby, I'm the leader of the other girl club. I'm not just a member of the other girls, okay? I am the CEO. I don't know what signals I've been giving you. They're incorrect. Me and the other girls are twins. And another thing that me and the other girls have in common is that I'm also about to stop talking to you. So, wish you the best.
I don't know why you guys want to be caught up in foolishness, but I guess as a modern woman, it makes sense.
My hot take is that men shouldn't be allowed to sit because it's truly an epidemic that every time I go on the transit, it's full train. Majority of the people sitting are men. Like, as long as there's a gender pay gap, women should not be standing on public transit. That's crazy to me. Like, yesterday I was on the path, and like a really old man, there was like one empty seat, and I saw him and I was like, please sit. And he's like, no, it's okay, like, you sit. And I was like, no, please sit down, like, you're obviously unwell. And look around, every other seat is taken by like young, able-bodied men, and all the women are standing. There was someone that was pregnant that was standing. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. And I won't rest until men aren't allowed to sit.
Guys, you're not allowed to sit. You've committed the absolute felony of sitting. Oh! Okay. First of all, the gender pay gap is fake, honey. I don't know what feminist studies course you took that lied to you, but it's fake. That is not real. The reason that men make more money is oftentimes because they're putting in more hours, because they don't take things like maternity leave, because they work harder, they invest more in time, they choose jobs that are more well-paying than, say a job, let's do an engineer versus a teacher as an example. These things exist because there is a gender gap in terms of decisions that women and men make that is different. Stop swallowing the talking points and sounding dumb. That's one. Two, okay, again, I love this because you see video after video after video now of women complaining that men aren't being gentlemen. And I'm going to make video after video after video where I remind them that they're not being gentlemen because you told them not to be a gentleman because you found it offensive at the time. And now all of a sudden you want them to be a gentleman again because you snapped your fingers like this, and they are not a dog. It's not Pavlov's dog, honey. So now, will I say that there are, if you compare, for example, I'm in Texas now, if you compare like New York guys to Texas guys, you will generally find that guys in cities aren't raised with as much of that gentlemanly tendency as guys, the country boys, right? It's just true, right? It's something that just culturally is not the case. And I think that happens because in many places where family values and traditional values are more, ingrained in the culture, that is mostly in the country as opposed to the city, you have like strong father figures, you have, more stable homes, you have a whole bunch of, masculine and feminine roles doing what they should be doing, where those sons are raised with just a sense of this is my obligation, my duty as man. And they're more resistant. Like if a woman tells a guy in Texas, don't open my door for me, he's going to be like, honey, I'm a man. That's what I'm here to do. If you don't like it, just, I just don't care. Right? Like they just don't give a lick because they've been raised, this is what's right, and they're going to do it. And they're not going to, date a woman who's not going to appreciate it, but they're going to open her door and she's just going to, deal with it. In fact, it was so funny the other day. I was driving to an appointment and it was really early in the morning in Texas, and I was by myself, and I pulled over to the side. I like to watch the sunrise. I pulled over to the side of the road, went down a street, and got out of the car and was watching the sunrise. I left my car door open. It was a nice young man who drove in his car. He drove right past my car, and then he backed up and he opened his window. He said, ma'am, are you okay? Like, I just want to make sure you're okay. And I said, yeah, I'm okay. I said, I'm fine. I'm just watching the sunrise. He said, all right, I just wanted to make sure. And he kept going. And I thought, wow, right? That's amazing. New York City, they'll leave you could be like on the side of the road with like one arm hanging off. It's just raised different. So that is a reality. That is a problem. And a lot of times it's because of the breakdown of the traditional family, the traditional roles and all that is just inculcated into city life. That's true. However, there's also, again, these guys are so tired. They're like, oh, if I offer her a seat, she's going to roll her eyes at me and be like, why did you, offer me this seat when I am perfectly capable of standing just like you? I'm just as strong as you. I'm going to get a lecture about that. If I don't offer the seat, they're just tired. So they're just sitting down. That's a lot of that is happening too. What is my advice to you guys? Listen, you have to be a gentleman. Be a gentleman, but don't overextend yourself for trashy women, right? So when it comes to, if there's a pregnant woman on a subway or if you have to get in touch with your masculinity such that you do the right thing in circumstances like that. That is very different, however, from going on a date and just on date one paying for everything, with an ingrate sitting across from you. So you got to figure this game out for yourselves. I hate to use the word game, but that's what it's become. But don't lose your gentlemanly masculine nature. Hold on to that because the right woman will appreciate it and you'll be very happy to give that to her when she arrives, and to have it so inculcated in your being that when you encounter garbage women, you just say, honey, I open doors for people. I'm a gentleman. If you don't like it, just too bad. That kind of attitude. Ooh, I love it.
And before you take that knack for cheating, just remember, it went in, out. They was moaning. Her wetness was all over it. He probably ate it. Go get a new nigga. It's always a better nigga.
The moment I realized he wasn't going to marry me, I became a serial cheater. Didn't leave the relationship physically. I definitely left mentally. Okay, I left physically. I did leave physically. I remember it's just the way my mom looked at him. Then she looked right at me with him right beside us. And she's like, he's not going to marry you. You're wasting your time. It's the way that he tried to deny it that came off like an admission of guilt. I went out with my homegirl. She got a man. She put me on. Her man had a homeboy for me. I was like, okay, cool. Let's see where this goes. Somewhere down the line, we end up at a basketball court. And guess who's there? My man. And he ends up playing basketball against the guy that I'm now seeing. Even though me and my man ain't officially broken up, but we can tell we're going our separate ways. And they got in an altercation. They started fighting. My man's homeboy was there, and I remember him saying, like, bro, you tripping. She clearly moved on. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why are you fighting this guy? Me and my man did not break up that day. He even went through my phone and saw a picture of me kissing this man, but there was a hat blocking our face. So it was like a big old hat and then me and the guy. And he asked me about it. He was like, y'all kissing? I was like, nope. He believed me and he stayed. I stayed too. It was mutually beneficial, to be honest. But I still was doing me. I didn't get mad. I still did me.
Interesting clip after the one we just saw. Very interesting.
Like I said, y'all, society is cooked. The girls is on here telling me that I settled because I went on a casual date. So because on the first meeting, I didn't demand that he take me to a $500 steakhouse, or I didn't demand that he take me on a shopping spree, I didn't demand that he pay all my bills. On the first meeting now, we just met, I don't even know this man. Since I didn't demand any of those ridiculous things, that means I settled. See, no, the difference between me and y'all is that I actually want a man who says no. I actually wanted a man who has boundaries. I actually wanted a man who, when he stepped to me, he gonna tell me where we going. Yeah, tell me where we going. Because based on what you say, that's gonna tell me a lot about you as a man. Okay? And see, like I said, y'all don't know how to play the long game. Y'all just want a man that's gonna kiss y'all ass and kiki up in y'all face all day. I don't want that. I want a real actual man who stand on business. Yeah.
Went on a casual date, got married, living life happily. These modern women say anything, man.
I'm asking men, why are you like this?
It actually has to do with the habitus of the human brain and the male brain. More specifically, the female brain. Female brain is actually your corpus callosum. The communication between the left and right hemisphere is 2.2 times larger in women than it is men. So the question is, why is I the way I am? B, why you guys are the way you are. So you communicate 2.2 times at a much more exponential level than men do. So the question is it our fault?
You will never guess what my husband responded back to me when I sent him a TikTok of this girl saying, if your girlfriend or wife is a mean wench all the time, it's your fault. It's because of you. Because girls just want to have fun. Girls are a vibe. And if they are not being that, then you're the problem. Now, I sent this partially as a joke, but there is some truth to it. I sent it to him and he says, real. It's also deeper and more metaphysical than that. That's what he said. Now, I have talked about my unicorn of a husband many times on my page, and there's always a few men that are obviously soy boys and have no idea what it means to be a man. They're like, oh my God, he's a simp. He's a simp. Let me just make this disclaimer. My husband is 40 years old. He has an IQ of 154, and he has a 700 and something testosterone level naturally. Okay, my husband is anything but stupid or beta or weak. He understands that whatever you give a woman, you will receive tenfold. He knows what it means to be a leader, and by being a leader means you have to take accountability for what you are giving a woman. There's two things that modern men like to try to say, and it's that, well, women are so aggressive and dominant, they don't let men lead. At the same time, they cannot take even a crumb of accountability for their participation in a dynamic with a woman. They will treat her like she'll be disrespectful, they'll invalidate her experiences, and then when she responds, gives them back whatever they gave to her, it's her fault, it's her problem, and they have no part in it. And I want you to watch the comments. There will be men doing exactly what I'm saying right now. They'll say this video is stupid, it's women can't take accountability, all while they cannot take any of their own. And all of the men that I have come across that do validate women's experiences, they are respectful. They know that listening to women is worthy. Like, there's value in doing that. They have positive interactions with women. It is the men that don't do that walk all over women. Of course they're going to have negative experiences with women, and their subconscious is confirming that bias, because their subconscious knows if you treat a woman like she will get treated so much worse in response. But they'll never admit to their participation in that process. It is the most masculine, healthy men that don't feel threatened by listening to women. That is what a healthy, protective leader does, is he listens.
So there's a comment here talking about men needing to simp for their wives. I think the only problem with that is that men are expected to obsess over the woman and be there for their woman all the time. But then once again, we have these think pieces about how men are not taking accountability. And contrary to your claim, there's actually no men in your comments talking about or complaining about anything or arguing against you. So there's that.
I'm probably late to the party, but have you guys heard of this chopped man thing? It basically is this new term that people are using to talk about how men are very, very unattractive nowadays. But the thing that gets me, other than it being mean, is the fact that the women who are commenting on the men's looks, the chopped men's looks, are not good looking by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not saying any of this to be mean. I'm truly not. But like, some of these girls need to wake up. They're acting as if looks are a currency and they are rich. And Biddy, how about people just be nicer?
I've been saying this. They not sending the best soldiers out to the battlefield. Who's in charge of the committee? If you had a woman 10 out of 10, a woman that was even 7 out of 10, that came up and started talking her trash, I could be like, you know what, you got me. I can't say nothing. But as the comments been saying, you in the same boat, gang. We on the same team. Friendly fire, gang. And you still talking. Oh, well, I brush my hair. I take a shower. I put on a nice dress. You with all that, you didn't raise your level from a 3 to a 3.2. We on the same team. We on the same team. Y'all gotta send out the generals. Where are the commanders? Where are the women that's supposed to be out here?
My husband's about to be home. He doesn't know that I cut my hair today. So please pray for me because I have a feeling he's gonna hate it. And it's fine. It's not about him. But I'm gonna try to film his reaction. I am legitimately a little terrified. But that's okay.
I will be absolutely pissed.
I mean, there's nothing to pray for. You look terrible. You look terrible. Modern women do this type of stuff because they think it's cute. I mean, anyway, hope he likes it.
And she actually looked decent. Look at the difference between a woman that has hair versus a woman that doesn't have hair.
The short answer is that he absolutely hated it.
But there you go. I mean, who could have seen that coming? Which one of us could have predicted that?
I just saw a video and this girl was asking, would you rather, for the rest of your life, sleep with your partner in a twin-size bed, only a twin-size bed, every night, or sleep in separate bedrooms? Do you know the amount of people in the comment section saying separate bedrooms blew my mind? I mean, I literally want to peel my man's skin back and then crawl inside like it's a sleeping bag and roll it over me like covers. I can't get close enough to that man. When I sleep, I need to have like one little fingertip touching his skin, or I can't sleep.
I get where you're coming from, but y'all gonna fall off the bed. So one of you gonna be sleeping on the bed, the other's gonna be sleeping on the ground.
Until someone proves me wrong, I will die on this hill. Way more men are gay than you think.
Oh my gosh, guys, yet another thinly veiled homophobic take. Whoever could have seen this coming. Ooh, she's scorching hot takes, everybody. Now, I know that was one sentence, but she kept talking, trust me. And I truly hate a take like this because it's impossible for her to be proven wrong. It's like me saying, hey, I bet your favorite color is secretly blue. And you're like, no, it's red. Red is my favorite color. I'm like, nope, I think it's secretly blue. I'm always going to be right because of the concept of secrecy. Like, you won't be able to prove to me that you aren't keeping that secret. Now, mind you, you could show me evidence. You could be like, hey, well, look, my shirt shirt's red, my pants are red, my car's red, everything's red. And I'd be like, nope, that's because you're hiding that your favorite color is blue. The same way her literally in the next sentence of this video, she was like, especially men who sleep with a lot of women. Great segue, by the way, but that's always just the worst extension of this take. And it's always the same thing. What? You're never satisfied with one woman? Like, God forbid someone sleeps around. Like, truly, God forbid someone sleeps around. And nobody ever makes this take about straight women sleeping with a bunch of men. Like, it's literally cop-out cope. It's like you dated a bop and now you can't handle the fact that you dated a bop. It's kind of like the vibe of like when a dude gets cheated on, he's like, she'll never be happy, truly. Like, she'll never really find it within her. She'll always be searching for what her dad didn't give her, you know, stuff like that. Like, again, we can genuinely make an argument for like such a heteronormative society that there are far more people gay than you would think. But isolating it to men is not only like intellectually irresponsible, but also it's just like they never really have good reasons. Like, again, like sleeping with women, you're not satisfied with one woman, you need two, you need three, so you must need a man. Which is low-key, bro, disparaging to women, because it's implying the fact that like there are more women needed because they can't live up to one man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous.
I guess I just wonder what they're doing, what books they're reading, like what shows they're watching, what news they're consuming in order to have stupid takes like this.
I had a minor crash out this morning. Because it's like my little boo texted me this morning talking about good morning, heart. I said, dang, I've been waiting for you to wake up so I could send you 17 TikToks. He's talking about, oh, I've been up, just getting ready for church. Well, excuse the fuck of me. You've been up. You've been up. You've been up. Today feels like a very good day to reiterate my expectations. So I sent him this. He's finna get out of church and be like, alright. But it's like, you think you gonna do what you did a week ago and it's not good for my brain chemistry?
Ma'am, please don't ruin this. Please don't ruin this. You done been sitting on here talking about how you can't find no man that you want, no man on your level. Please don't ruin it.
I will literally live and die on this hill. If you're a man that just constantly have to sleep with woman after woman after woman after woman, or you constantly are like a serial dater and then you finally date one, you settle down with one just to prove a point to other people, you're gay. Now, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but like, don't make these women think that you love them.
What are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about here?
This was a little unhinged. I just saw a creator say, this is verbatim. She's giving advice on men, and she said, if you're talking to a guy or like the guy you're with, and you say to him, all men are terrible, and he replies by saying, not all men, then he's one of the terrible men. I'm telling you, when I say be very careful who you're taking advice from on social media, like have discernment when you're looking at people and they're getting on here and projecting, because a lot of it is projection. A lot of people will only give you advice based on their limited beliefs, based on their own personal experiences or their inability to take accountability for the decisions that they've made. And so they will get on social media and start basically like telling you to be a man hater. And I refuse to fall for this propaganda. I'm sorry, I will not fall for the propaganda that all men are terrible. That is just not true. I know too many good men. I've experienced too many good men. I've experienced a lot of terrible men. So, I mean, it goes both ways. I'm someone who I do not like generalizations. It's just like someone saying all women are like this, all black women are like this. I can't stand it. You know, all tall women are like this, all women with hazel eyes are like this. It's like, stop. It's not true. Generalizations are just ridiculous. I like to just judge each individual person based on that. Now, stereotypes exist for a reason. Like sometimes there's a large percentage of people who are exhibiting a certain behavior, but I just refuse to put everybody in a bucket. What I will say is I've experienced some really bad guys and I've experienced some good guys. But to like have a crazy marker like that if he basically doesn't condemn himself and agree that he's also a horrible person, that makes him a bad guy. Have discernment when you're on these apps.
Okay, yeah, this, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as my last TikTok. I have what's called a washer and a dryer, and I wear my clothes more than once. This whole male loneliness epidemic thing, there's two sides to it. There's a problem because women are just forcibly saying that they hate men, which is making men not approach you. And then you're gonna complain about being lonely when you keep saying that you hate men. Also, to men in a certain age group, like mine, I have a child. You are not entitled to my time and my responses of text messages or whatever 24/7 because she comes first. So don't get up on my phone talking about you haven't texted me back in 2 hours and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I'm busy. We have lives. We're adults. Grow the fuck. I don't know. Whatever. That's how I feel about it.
So as a single mom, you really actually don't even have to say that. I think most men understand that you're going to protect your child. When all else fails, you're going to protect your child. The problem is men are having to put you on a pedestal. You want that man to go 100% for you. You want that man to go 100% for your child. The issue is that you're only going to be going like 50% for him. Maybe 70 around the holidays. Like Christmas. On Christmas, if you're feeling really good, you're probably going to give him 80%. Other things like Valentine's Day, you're going to be going 20% because you ain't giving him nothing. Father's Day, he might get 20%. That means socks and a tie. But other than that, the man never truly gets 100% out of you as you're going to get out of him. Is that a fair deal? I don't know.
It's still not enough adoration. Like, it's still like, well, motherhood is thankless work. I'm like, really? Is it? Is it still thankless? Like, I don't know if you've noticed, it's not 1950 anymore. Like, motherhood is endless. It is an endless amount of praise for how hard it is to be a mother. And I'm going to say the quiet part out loud as someone who deposes stay-at-home moms sometimes in connection with divorces. What do you do all day? Because honestly, there's 24 hours in the day and you sleep maybe 8 of it a lot of the time. When I sit there and I go, so what do you do when you wake up? Well, I take the kids to school. So you drive the children to school? No, I take them outside to the bus stop. Okay, so then how long does that take? Well, it feels like it takes a while. Maybe about 5-10 minutes? 5-10 minutes. Now, what else do you do? Well, a lot. Okay, what do you do? Well, I do laundry. So you darn you in the sink, you scrub the, no, I put it in the machine. Oh, so you do that every day? Well, it feels like it. Yes, great joke. So do you do it really though every single day? Every single day you do laundry? Well, no, I do it every other day. Okay, so every other day. And when you say you do laundry, you mean you put it in the machine, and you put the pod, and then you press the button, right? Yeah. And you don't stand there watching it. No. Okay, so how long does that take? And when you really start to break it down, I go to the grocery store. Okay, you go every day to get fresh produce every day at the grocery store? No, I go to okay, so what do you do all day? I'm not on that role. Believe me, my mother was a stay-at-home mom. Like, I think that the value of a homemaker is tremendous. But like, could we just be honest about that? Yes, it's stressful. It's a different type of stress, baby.
Yeah, that single dad in the comments said, I'm doing this alone, and while it's not easy, it's definitely not as hard as people make it out to be. And I have 3. I know. And men are not saying that this is not extremely difficult. They're just saying that maybe it's not that hard to load and unload the dishwasher.
Okay,
Chivalry, where did it go?
It's okay for a guy to show up with flowers on a first date for you?
I mean, it depends on like how serious. I mean, obviously you'll be talking before that. If you're talking for some time and then he's asking you on a date, then it's like a proper date. Okay. I mean, why not? Flowers would be nice.
Yeah.
If it's just like casual, then it's just casual. If you just met, then that might be a bit awkward because that's, again, it depends on where you stand in this communication.
This might be a hot take, but if Disney really wants to bring men back to the table, bring back the romance. Yeah, I said it. Men like romance too. It's not just us females. Star Wars is considered a boy brand. Star Wars has a really great love story in it between Han and Leia. And yes, I know that men love action scenes and explosions. Side note, women also enjoy intense action that ends in a gigantic explosion, as long as you know what you're doing. But the point is, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like men themselves also just want to see what kind of man they need to turn out to be in order to be worthy of a really healthy relationship. Superman is a really, really good guy who cares about other people. He rescues squirrels and he turns himself in for a dog. Who wouldn't love that? And he aspires to date women that are self-sufficient, confident, and have something else going for them besides just wanting a boyfriend. People loved this because Leia wasn't just a love interest for Luke or Han Solo. She had her own drive, her own ambitions, her own wants. She was leading the rebellion herself. She just happened to fall in love with Han Solo. Same thing with Pepper, a very confident, self-sufficient individual that didn't really need Tony and wouldn't put up with Tony's crap. She made him a better man. The most interesting characters to watch on screen for men and women are flawed individuals that learn and grow and become better human beings because of the people around us. Ever since 2020, Disney has been shy about creating romantic couples, even canceling this concept in Wish, where the wishing star would be a guy and they would fall in love. Am I saying that romance should be in everything no matter what? No. I'm just saying it's misguided to think that men don't want to see romance in their boy brand stories. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Spill the tea. Let me know.
You know, most of these movies are going to paint the guy as a bad guy. He's going to do all this stuff that at the end of the movie, he's got to apologize for because he just didn't know. How could he know? He's treated us so bad and he finally has come to his senses.
Today I saw this girl make a video about how we really have to stop coming on this app and talking openly about how ugly the people liking us on Hinge are. Because maybe the real ugliness is within you for thinking it's okay to come online and talk about how ugly people are. And truly from the bottom of my heart, I really hope that reached its target audience because the hate on this app is just out of control. However, I do think that maybe if she saw my Hinge likes, she would think it's okay when I say to absolutely be mean. These people are really, really ugly.
But once again, Sarah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just saying, maybe we all should reflect on how we actually look. And maybe we'll realize I'm not as high up as I thought I was.
Once men remember that girls are reciprocators, not initiators, the dating world will go back to the way it's supposed to be. Because they'll realize, oh my God, I can't be asking her for shit. I'm not providing. Right.
Oh, well, because women act like they can't give anything back. That's the problem that men are having. Women just take. Men understand that women reciprocate. But the fact of the matter is men have come up to a stop. They've come up to a point to where they're saying, why are you not giving anything back? If I give you $100, why do you keep on taking the $100? Why do you keep on giving it to me? Say no more. Say no more. I won't keep on giving it to you. It's not coming. I'm not going to be giving it to you. But then what you get is, why are you not giving me $100? Because you never give me anything back. I'm just giving you money for no reason. Well, why don't you give me $50 then? I'll give you something back for $50. Nothing comes back for 50. Nothing comes back for 20. Comes back for 20. Nothing comes back for 10. Nothing. You're not giving me anything back. You're not reciprocating. You're just taking. Modern women are leeches, is what I'm trying to say. You are a leech. There's nothing good about you. Men understand that you're just out here to continue taking stuff. Well, you don't have any gold to take. Exactly. That's why I'm not going to be out here messing around with you. Because I already don't have anything. That's why I'm staying single. Where are all the men at? In the house. Being broke. Like you said. What's the issue? You told us to stay in the house if we broke. Don't even try to date. But because you're broke in attention, you're not getting that validation, so your ego is broke. Your pride is broke. Now you want men to come out the house and spend whatever gold that you said that they didn't have. Yikes.
The reason why I didn't make any videos on that weak ass coffee date was because let me tell y'all something. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she'll be happy to go on a trip with you to Target. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she's happy to do anything with you. The problem is, these women that y'all are trying to talk to, they don't really like you. They don't really fuck you for real. Because if you're taking somebody on a date, that means that y'all were already talking beforehand, right? I promise y'all, when two people are genuinely into each other, they don't give a fuck what they're doing. They don't give one fuck what they're doing. They just want to be around each other. Now, that does not mean don't put any effort into it. But I'm telling you, when somebody really likes you, you don't have to try that hard, bro. You don't. Now, I think she should have took the coffee date because, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get into all that. But I'm trying to tell y'all got to start talking to people who actually like you.
All right, just finished my date. Here's my consensus. Men are dating is stupid. Like, why are people so nonchalant, go with the flow? You're not getting an award for being go with the flow, for not being a decision maker. That's not a good quality to have, actually. No.
You know what I think is like low-key kind of spooky behavior? When, God forbid, a woman like posts something that she does for her man, like on TikTok, and there's people in the comments saying like, why would you do this for a man? Why are you giving him your everything? If you're with someone that you've been with for a while, are you not supposed to? Are you not supposed to do that? I'm confused. Like, when is it okay to do enough for a man when he's yours? Because you don't want to do too much with the situationship or with the guy you just went on a first date with. But why not for your boyfriend or your fiance? I'm confused.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day and I was telling her, like, if you have somebody and you may be going through a rough patch, or you may be having some struggles, or you may be having some up and downs, fight for it. Because these streets is nothing to play with. And social media will trick you into thinking that, baby, there are options out here. And yeah, there are options. But just because there's options don't mean they're all amazing. I was telling her, if you have somebody that you love, and I'm not saying put up with disrespect, but I'm saying if you have somebody and you guys are just going through a season where it's rough and you guys are arguing and you guys are just having a tough time, fight for that love. Because you may be thinking that, oh, I can leave him. Oh, I can find somebody better. Oh, I can leave her. There's so many girls, blah, blah, blah. Okay, try it. Try it. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy myself. It's nice. It's fine. I'm dating. I'm having a good time. But at the same time, I was in a relationship previously where there was disrespect, where there was things like that to where I actually had to leave. But baby, if it wasn't that and it was just a little bit of this here and there, we're arguing about dumb shit, or we just can't seem to get it together, baby, I'm gonna fight for that shit. I would have fought for that shit. Like, people have to realize you cannot leave your 80% for that 20% out there. Do not leave it. If you can stay and fight, stay and fight. Especially if you love one another. Do it.
Men would act like women are so complicated, but you want your wife to sleep with you more, maybe try being obsessed with her. Like, she can feel when you're not. So try being absolutely obsessed. Like, not annoying.
Not annoying.
Obsessed. Let her know that you're thinking about her 24/7 and thinking about what you want to do to her 24/7.
Yeah, it's a real job.
But also help her out mentally and emotionally as well. So help with the kids. Help pick up things around the house. Help take off that mental load. But also be obsessed with her.
Let's just roll that back. It's because women are actually complicated. And until women can acknowledge that they're difficult and they're complicated, because as women, we don't even understand what we want, but we want men to understand us in the same capacity that we don't even understand ourselves. Let's make it make sense. So that's just for starters. But number two, the idea that you want your man obsessed with you and he has to kind of earn intimacy is transactional. Y'all come on here and talk about men, wanting this and doing that just to get something in return, but y'all want men to be obsessed with you in order to get something in return. Like, make it make sense. But this is like 2025 female delusion, is this idea that men need to like give them Disneyland romance all of the time and be obsessed. Do you realize, like, being obsessed, 1, is not healthy, 2, it's codependent, 3, you'd probably call him narcissistic or love bombing you the moment that it stops, which is why it never works in the first place. And number 4, like, why does a man have to be obsessed with you in order for him to get the one thing that he needs in a relationship?
So you mean to tell me that you have a laundry list of standards and expectations, but in order for him to get that one need met, he has to be obsessed with you? Is that not delusion? Is that not narcissism? Is that not normal? And last time I checked, how many of y'all are obsessed with a man, but you want him to open up his wallet? How many of you expect a man to do all of these things for you and y'all don't even want to answer his text back? How many of you give your husband the silent treatment and expect him to still know exactly what you want? So you want all of your needs met while you give nothing in return. Sounds fair. And it's not as simple as that. Because if a man, even your husband, is obsessed with you, you're going to say, oh, you're acting weird. Are you cheating on me? Do you still love me? Are you only doing nice things because I asked you to? So really it doesn't mean anything because I had to ask you to do so in the first place? Some of y'all need to seek therapy because it is not normal for you or your partner to be obsessed with you while it being one-sided. Because he shouldn't have to beg or plead or earn your love because love is reciprocated within a relationship. Okay, bye.
So you don't think that what you're describing is a little bit obsessive? What you mean is you want a reminder. That's not obsession. That's, I'm thinking about you. I'm considering you. I'm remembering. I'm reminiscing on the things that we've done. And I'm bringing them to your remembrance. And when you remember, you want to be with me. You want those things to happen again. Obsessed is, I can't get you out of my mouth. I can't get you out of my mind. I have to talk about you all day, every single day. You're going to get tired of that because every human being gets tired of that. It's exhausting. It's like, don't you have anything else to do? Well, no, I'm obsessed. I'm a fan. I'm a fanatic of yours. I don't want to do anything else but be by you. I don't want to do anything else but be in your face. I just want to be in your presence. I don't want anything else from anybody else. I don't want to see anybody else. I just want to be with you. Okay, I got to go use the restroom. Yeah, I'm going to stand right outside. Okay, I got to go to the store. Give me some space. No, I'm obsessed. You don't get it. I'm obsessed with you. I want to be with you every single second of the day. Y'all don't understand what y'all are saying. Y'all don't understand what y'all are. Well, don't be weird. Do it right. Okay, what is right? What are you wanting? What are you asking for? Start thinking before you turn the camera on and say what you actually mean to say and say instead of foolishness.
I went on a first date a month ago and this guy was like, what are you looking for? And I was like, well, either the love of my life or consistent. And he was like, can I give you some advice? I was like, okay, I'll take some advice any day. He goes, listen, you're 23, he's 30. You're 23, you just moved to the city, like, you shouldn't be looking for anything.
Are we not on a date right now?
It's like, I've done the streets. I've done them well. And I'm ready to settle them down. I don't care who it's with, just be nice and treat me well. I don't care. I'm ready to settle down. I have a job now. I'm like chasing my dreams, I have aspirations. I just want someone I can have dinners on Saturdays with. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Open applications. Hey guys. Open applications for someone to have dinners on Saturdays with me. I like if you were tall. I'm 5'10". You can be a man or a woman or non-binary. I go all ways, all days.
She's done everything at 23. This, Jesus. And you know, I thought maybe she has an OF somewhere. This is why she's saying that she's been out there. And maybe this is just a joke to kind of, I guess what they're doing is advertising or something like that. Maybe it's one of those things. Turns out that's not the case. And I'm even more terrified.
Next time y'all argue with somebody on social media or in person, remember that these are the type of people that exist. People that are too stupid to simply sit up and will drown in a foot of water. And these people vote. They have kids that play with your kids. They have jobs. They're out in society with no handler. They're outside of their cages, no leash. Just remember they out there. And I'm low-key mad at the lifeguard for doing his job. I understand you're supposed to save people, but also natural selection was trying to do what it do. Nature was trying to nature, and he intervened. And I just wish he would have let. Some people gotta go. Some people, they gotta go.
Bro, one thing I don't play about is my man. Like, deadass, I do not play about him. If you invite me to go out to eat with my man, right? The table is surrounded by women, right? And he's the only male at the table. Do not expect him to pay for all of your meals. It's not gonna happen. Oh, if he's just broke, just say that. No, you're not busting it open for him. I am. Like, are you dumb? He's not a walking wallet. He's not a walking bank account. Just because he's a fan. He's my man. His money is his money. My money is my money. And if he decides to pay for me, that's cool too. He's not paying for everybody. I don't know where y'all get this audacity to be like, oh, if there's a man at the table, it's fine. I can only bring like $10 for tip. Like, I will snuff you. Bro, that's happened to me one time, and yo, I almost lost it. Because what you mean? Oh, he can't pay? No, he cannot pay. No, he cannot pay because you're not his girl. I'm his girl. We exchange money with each other. I don't give a if you're a best friend. I don't care. Unless you're family, that's different. Like, blood family, different. Y'all be really sick in the head thinking that somebody's man is going to pay for your meal. If you're broke, don't come out. Don't come out, period. You know some real brokies? You sitting at a table expecting somebody else's man to pay for your meal. Not once have I done that. Not even with my own brothers, bro. Who raised y'all?
I'd like to know you beautiful as hell.
Oh, thank
I like my big girls. My name's James. What's your name?
My name Willow.
What's up?
Close this side. He's supposed to tonight.
This for her though. What's up?
Move. This video annoyed me so much. Ugh, why would you even do that? You're not even with that group of women. Who are you? Get lost. The audacity for you to try to block this young lady. Skedaddle. Disrespectfully, of course. No.
Yo, imagine dating a guy that sends you 70% of his salary and then the rebuttal. Even in your fantasies, you still not the one with money. God damn, man. That's a diabolical rebuttal, and it's just like, yo, even in your fantasies where you can create whatever you want, you still want to depend on somebody else financially. That's crazy. I'll be sitting here imagining like, yo, what if I had $450 billion? Man, I'm just thinking like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do with all that money? That's all I got. When you making your own money, the sky's the limit. You ain't got to depend on nobody else for nothing financially. And even in the fantasy, you still like, man, I just want to meet a guy that's gonna send me 70%, man. When you could get 100% of everything. Nah, man, that's not. I'm not even wired for that in my fantasies. The sky's the limit, man. You could be riding a Pegasus of solid gold in your fantasy, making all the money. Your Pegasus could doodle and pee money, shillings. And you still like, man, I just want a guy that's just gonna give me 70%. And what kind of guy's gonna give you 70%? Why is he giving you 70%? What he doing with that 30? Because if he giving you the 70%, what he doing with the 30? Now you got in your fantasy a guy's assed out. Because he out here on the 30%. I need y'all to get your fantasies in order. Get your fantasies together. I need better fantasies out here, man. Come on, man. If we gonna be fantasizing about stuff, I need you to know there's no limit.